Popular culture trends are like the different swells of surf. You never know what to expect when the waves arrive, and you need to make sure you have a board when it does. All generations have a tool of communication between connecting individuals to the trends and events of their time period. Whether it is a verbal communication, the radio, television, or smartphones today, these are the surfboards that have allowed us and allow us to ride the waves of popular culture. After conducting my intergenerational interview, my interviewee targeted the decade of the late 60s and 70s. She reaffirmed common social, political, and historical trends discussed in class. The individual grew up in the middle of the Pacific Ocean on the island of Molokai and Maui. Yet she identified with common trends of the time period, a direct result of television. My interviewee discussed social, political, and historical trends, such as the Vietnam War came to a close during her lifetime. This resulted in social trends such as the rebellion against war, peace, love, flower power. She talked a lot about how clothing trends, like the bell-bottom pants, wire rim glasses, and in Hawaii, people wore really short shorts, really short. She also talked a lot about how people were protesting, sitting in on government buildings in order for change. She also talked about how there was a lot more predominance of hitchhiking back in this time period. She also talked a lot about how television was a major part of her popular culture. And she discussed shows like John Travolta's Dirty Dancing or The Ed Sullivan Show, which was a live performance of Jackson 5, Elvis Presley, and it was a talk show with a lot of these upcoming artists. They also had the Beatles on the show. She also talked about how the television really portrayed Ronald Reagan, the president at the time, as a really great leader, and she really talked about how she really loved Ronald Reagan. She also talked a lot about how people were smoking a lot of weed during this time period, and they're also partaking in LSD. She also talked about the disco and how the disco was really fun. A lot of people were doing the disco, going out dancing, getting groovy. But yeah, so she really confirmed the trends and events discussed in class, and I believe this is a direct result of the television because, like I said, she lived in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, and she was really far away from these trendsetters in the mainland United States. So, I mean, it is directly a result of the television, which was what the popular culture in Hawaii was derived from. Um, my subject, my interviewee, she really confirmed and a lot again, like a lot of the trends, like I said, and she definitely was a major part of the hegemonic activity and of the decade. So like I said, she was this was a direct result of television. She'd watch it every night. Shows like the Ed Sullivan Show, news broadcasts, or political broadcasts of Ronald Reagan, and this was depicted by popular culture on the news. And it also showed the hippie movement and showed how people were dressing. The hippies had their bell-bottom pants on, and this really reconfirmed and reassured the popular culture trends of this time period. Like she also told me that hippies were all over Maui and Molokai. They're hitchhiking around. They had their really short shorts on, their wire rim glasses, and they definitely confirmed the hegemonic ideas of this time period. Once my interviewee moved out of Hawaii to college in Washington, she talked a lot about how she participated in the disco scene and how it was lots of fun and dancing, and she really enjoyed it. However, by the end of the 70s, this disco period really died out. And this really confirmed what we were talking about in class and how the disco period was really big and it was really wide, like everyone participated in disco, but yet it didn't last that long. And once again, like I said earlier, she really loved Ronald Reagan. And this is a direct result of television and the trends of the culture. Well, as you can see from this intergenerational interview, my subject confirmed to be a part of the major popular culture trends that took place during the time period. I found this to be a direct result of television and the trends it communicated. because of the remote demography of Hawaii, where my interviewee lived. Social, political, and historical trends were confirmed, such as the hippie movement and the disco movement were social trends that my interviewee participated in, which we discussed in class. The political trends were Ronald Reagan's popularity, how everyone really loved Ronald Reagan as a president. And some of the historical trends were how the Vietnam War ended and everyone was really after peace and love, and people were just really happy and they wanted to be over with the war that was going on. So, if you want to be a part of popular culture today, you had better grab your digital age surfboard and paddle out to the lineup. And if you're not really into the culture of today, you better run for the hills because it's going to be hard to not be influenced by the years to come. All right, have a great day. Mahalo.